Hey there, fight fans. Today in this video,
big news, shocking news.
Gonna find me, please just send me location.
UFC 284, Makhachev will have to fight against Volkanovski without Khabib, who, yes, that is right, there will be no Khabib, but this will not help Alexander Volkanovski, because in the corner of Makhachev will be none other than Khasbulla.
Let's go. Şarok Feridom, откройте.
Who will be replacing Khabib and will be no worse than Nurmagomedov in destroying Volkanovski's psychological defense. So Volkanovski is in some big trouble. And at the end of this video, Merab Dvalishvili threatened Petr and Anatoly Malykhin. Now, Petr does not come out to fight, and Anatoly does not return the $50,000 he lost in the dispute. Merab Dvalishvili is ready to go to Thailand to personally deal with those Russian fighters.
It was hard to get out of the front choke. Let's see. Okay, I'm choking. What do you do?
So, go ahead and please subscribe to our channel, like the video. We are already at 44,000 subs and our goal is to reach 50,000. Therefore, we ask you to help support us in this endeavor, so thank you very much in advance. Now, moving on. Islam Makhachev will soon have one of the most important fights of his career at UFC 284 this February, where the main event will be a lightweight title fight between Islam Makhachev and Alexander Volkanovski, in which Khabib's heir hopes to defend his belt for the first time. But the stakes are now even higher because Makhachev will have to fight without Khabib, who unfortunately retired shortly before his trip to Australia. Khabib will not be in his corner to help. But because of that, Alexander shouldn't be getting too cocky because another trump card will be in his corner, and it's none other than Khasbulla. That's right, Khasbulla will be replacing Khabib and will be no worse than Nurmagomedov in destroying Volkanovski's psychological defense. That little blogger for Makhachev's team, well, when he's around, all the members of Khabib's team always win. Therefore, Alexander just simply has no chance. Or does he? But without the jokes, of course, Volkanovski is very cool, but Makhachev, well, some people think he's even cooler. Islam is larger than his opponent, good in the stance, and his wrestling surpasses the skills of the Australian simply by an order of magnitude. Again, just my personal opinion, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Makhachev even commented on the info that Volkanovski is actively working on wrestling techniques with the Russian Merab Dvalishvili, whom he invited to his training camp. "I'm a good wrestler because I'm from Dagestan," Makhachev told ESPN. Dagestan is the best wrestling republic in the world. We are a small republic, but we have many Olympic champions, and wrestling is our traditional sport. Ask anyone, stop any taxi driver, and he will tell you that he wrestled. Wrestling is not kickboxing or boxing. You can improve your punching technique in a few months, but to improve in wrestling, you have to wrestle all your life.
Islam, it's a little different because that guy is so hard to take down once you get to his legs.
So what do you guys think? Does Volkanovski stand a chance against Makhachev's wrestling? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and moving on. Now, as we already said, Merab Dvalishvili threatened Petr and Anatoly, as Petr does not come out to fight and Anatoly does not return the $50,000 that he lost in the dispute. Merab will go to Thailand to personally deal with them. "I hope Petr will act like a real man and go out to fight on March 11th, he wrote on social media. "Best friends Anatoly and Petr, one must give me $50,000 and the other must go to the fight on March 11th. Otherwise, I will go to Thailand and find them there." Consequently, Dvalishvili made it clear that the $50,000 that he won against Anatoly, who bet on Petr to win over Aljamain Sterling, had not yet been received. And in case you weren't aware, it was Anatoly who initiated the bet with Dvalishvili, surprisingly accepting, despite the bookmaker's favoritism towards Jan being more than a 6-time favorite. And when he lost, it was possible to earn much more than 1-1. Now, after the fight in April of last year, Anatoly confirmed that he was ready to send Dvalishvili the lost amount of money, even asking Merab for a card number. But the fighter claims that he never received the money from him. So if you recall it, the fight in the bantamweight division between Petr and Merab Dvalishvili will be the main event of UFC Fight Night 221, which will be held on March 11th in Las Vegas. Now this is an ideal fight. The second number rating against the third, plus the personal animosity between Petr and Merab. I mean, naturally, the conflict between these guys will only help promote the fight and collect the maximum number of views. But I do have a feeling that the UFC slipped Petr the most difficult opponent possible. You see, Merab has a chic wrestling, good striking technique, plus the ability to correctly score points in the eyes of the judges, the most unpleasant combination for Petr. He noticeably lacks defensive skills on the ground, and referees for Petr are a sore subject, so no wonder that most experts and even athletes are considering Dvalishvili to be the obvious favorite. Even Henry Cejudo, who can't stand the entire Sterling team, agrees.
I love this fight for the simple fact that I'm Merab times 10. You know, his wrestling doesn't scare me, his striking doesn't scare me, but for the rest of the division, he's a nightmare. Because at least what I have is, at least I love to strike. I love to entertain. I love to put these into practice. Could I wrestle? Could I be like Merab the whole time? Could I Ben Askren people the whole time? I could, but then fighting wouldn't be fun for me. You see what I'm saying? I love this fight for Merab. So for that reason, I just don't know if Petr Yan has made those adjustments as he continues to keep going to Thailand, continues to try to get better. He can only get so much better with the hands. How good has your grappling skills got? I'm gonna have to go with Merab. Just styles make fights, and I think that's an easy fight for Merab. You know, Peter's got no wrestling. I hope they make that fight happen someday, so you guys can see how there's such a big hole in Petr Yan.
Now, of course, fearlessness is a great quality. Yan is ready to take on any challenge that comes his way, but without a global strategy, he may not get the chance to win. And legendary ref Big John McCarthy said that it will all depend on whether Merab can use his grappling advantage to move Petr, because it is clear that he is the better grappler. Plus, Merab keeps the pace and applies pressure throughout the fight, so as for Petr, he needs to win exchanges in the standing. He must hit Merab so hard that he feels his blows, for him to miss and then rush for takedowns. But hey, what do you guys think? Who's gonna win this fight? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. So that is all for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it is very important to us, and thank you all in advance.